it's well and truly time to get on with your potting, if you haven't already done it, which I haven't. And with me today I have Gary Edwards. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Margaret. How are you doing?
I'm really good. Thanks for showing me around the potting mix maze, because it is a little bit of a maze.
It is a bit tricky.
I've gone and got these 3 different potting mixes, and I'm going to repot first of all my lemon tree, which is looking a little bit like it needs it. You can see the yellowing in the leaves. But Gary, what's the difference between these 3?
So I think first we'll start, because you can go right into it, but I think first we'll just start with the differences in grades. So obviously regular, as it says. So that just contains a re-wetting agent, but no fertiliser. Now you've got the premium, which has got a slow release fertiliser, again with the re-wetting agent, and you've got terracotta and tub up the top. So, and that's going to have crystals for water storing. So, as well as all those other things. So, and that'll get you out of trouble.
So the 3 of these are absolutely fine to use.
Absolutely fine.
But for, say, a lemon tree, which is pretty hungry, and if we're going to put it into this sort of light terracotta pot, which one would you suggest?
We'll go to terracotta and tub, obviously, with what we're doing. So it's going to be the best for the lemon tree, because it's going to have a slow release fertiliser, and it's going to have the water storing crystals, which coming into the next couple of months is going to get pretty warm.
Yeah.
So it's going to be optimum for it. And again, with the terracotta and tub, it's good for pots, because pots are up off the ground. So you've got a lot of wind going around, so it's going to dry the pot out a lot quicker.
And the sun baking on that terracotta.
So you're going to get it a lot hot, much hotter than what it would be if it was in the ground.
And I haven't lined the pot with anything, but you can paint that with a waterproof.
You can. There's a lot of sealers and that on the market.
So I just think I'll just use the really good quality potting mix.
I think it is. I mean, it takes all the guesswork out.
Okay. But these are great. I could be using those and add my own crystals.
Absolutely,
if I wanted
absolutely. So a lot of people like to mix and match their own sort of mixes, and that helps as well.
Okay.
So.
And just a question on what those 3. If I've got some natives that I was going to do and I didn't have native potting mixes, I know you can buy those. Yeah. But which one of those?
I'll go your regular, because what's happened, these are just have got a general purpose all fertiliser in them.
Yeah. So
what it has got a high amount of phosphorus in it. So where this doesn't have any in it, so this will be fine. And then you can add your own native fertiliser.
Now, while you're opening the bag there, Gary, I'll just show people the root zone of this lemon tree. You can see it's tipped over, and the roots were really up high near the surface. And here's the graft of the lemon tree. So we could afford to perhaps pop this in just a little deeper than it was. Normally you get told to do it just to the top where it was before, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So, it's really starting to show signs of yellowing on the top growth. It's hungry, it's spring, it's ready to do its thing. So we'll give it a new home.
Perfect time.
So you want to put a bit
All right, we'll put a bit of soil
in see how big that fits. Oh, look, we don't need to go anywhere.
Right? That'll be fine.
That will be perfect.
Yeah.
As far as height goes, so that's an easy one to do.
That's perfect. Good. Fill it up.
Yes, please. Oh, look at that lovely rich mix. And I really like to mulch, Gary. So
absolutely, even in pots it's important, because you still lose a bit of moisture from the top of the pot.
I reckon it's actually more important to mulch the top of your pots. Whether you're using pea straw, as I've got here, or lucerne, you could equally use, what's that other
sugar cane mulch. Perfect,
even pebbles or something like that.
Yeah, and some pine bark or something on the top there. That'll be fine.
Just to insulate that from the cooking in the sun.
Yep, perfect.
Now, Gary, have you got some potting mix for an orchid?
We've got potting mixes for all occasions, so of course we've got the orchid, so we'll get into it. Let's do it. And all potting mixes are specialised for different circumstances. So this one, as you can see, it's a much thicker sort of bark. So that's for the orchids, because they need well-drained soil.
It's very coarse and
very
open,
coarse, it's like thick bark, isn't it?
The water would just sort of roll straight through that in the pot.
Yeah.
Now, Mum said it's fairly important to leave the bulbs up at the top of the...
Yep, well, of course, I think we better listen to Mum. Yep, so we don't get any
water.
Yep, mix with Mum. So another important thing with your orchids as well, because the same as the regular potting mix, your orchid mix doesn't contain any fertiliser.
None at all?
None at all. So that's left up to the orchid grower, or your specialised sort of orchid fertiliser, or you, or your mum.
So how often should I be fertilising it through the growing season?
Well, regularly during the growing season. And it all depends on what fertiliser you're using. So just go by the directions on the fertiliser and you'll be fine.
Now, I've got one more.
Oh, another one. All right.
Can you take that away? Now, Now, Gary, why do I need a special mix for succulents or
Well,
cacti?
it's same like the orchid mix was very open and very coarse. This is a bit tighter, but it's got a lot of sand in there, as you can see, and rocks and all the rest of it. So it's free draining, because obviously the cacti, they don't need a lot of moisture in there left in the soil.
Okay, so it needs to hold a little bit of moisture.
A little bit of moisture, but not that much. That's why there's a lot more sand.
Okay, so it's more free draining than your regular potting mix.
Absolutely, yep. Look at that perfect amount.
It's actually fun doing the potting, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Instant garden, instant effects.
Instant.
And there's lots of beautiful pots on the market now.
There is.
And you know what? I do have more. Oh. You don't have to use a pot if you don't want a pot. Just a moment.
Yep.
Look what I've got.
Okay, that's where that got to.
Yeah, and I had a grass in there last year, but I let it dry out. So I think a succulent might be more appropriate.
Yeah.
I'll just go and empty my boot.
No worries, you empty your boot.
Just a little
bit more.
A little bit more. You're a very generous soul, Gary. Okay, and look, this is very technical.
Yep.
Poke a hole.
Very
stick
technical.
it in. Firm it up. And off it goes. Bit of watering.
And good luck.
Thank you very much, Gary. You've sorted out that confusion I had in my mind about potting mixes.
Yep, not a problem, Margo. Glad
Pretty
to help.
easy now.
I don't know about pretty easy, but good luck.
No, I think the main thing is to just look for what you need according to what your plant is and by quality.
Absolutely. So just remember there's specialised mixes for all types of things and situations, so glad to help.